Ben bunu tanık oluyorum. Basket.
Não, vai ter que estrear.
Dear passengers, fasten your seatbelts, please. Welcome back. I hope you had a good coffee and a break. Still some of you are driving. Thank you. Boarding completed. We may start. It was amazing working on those 3 books, and we will be starting now talking about the ICC. That means in-company classes, and I will be giving you not specifically page by page what is written there, but I will just give you, open the whole picture to you, what we have done and why we have done that book. And the rest is a mystery. You would like to perhaps find out yourself the details and how is it possible to make use of it in your schools. So I started this day myself with those language ice-breaking game. And my name is Ara Hayravedian. I am from Finland. I'm the coordinator of our school, international coordinator. And I represent the North Korea College, also on a consortium level. And my role in this project was, from the beginning, with Wim and Peter and George. And we started this, also Jos, sorry. And we had the planning from the beginning in a very marvelous way. We were really, really eager to find good solutions for you. This again. We have been talking all the time about technology during this. Okay, so what is it dealing with, ICC? It's dealing with companies. We want to involve the companies in our teaching. Also, it is involving classes. The companies are having the professionals. There's the working life in the company. We need it. And then there are the teaching sessions we are having and the learning sessions. So who are involved in these? The involved people are the company supervisors, and in the company there's also the management. There are the experts. The teacher and the school management has a big role. The teacher is always with the students, but the teacher cannot act in certain ways if the management is not backing them up. If the teacher wants to take the students to another place, let's go to the beach today. We'll have a nice surfing session, and after that I will teach you how the physics works behind it. That's what Caesar promised to do. So we want to change the place where we are learning. But how it happens when we have students. And when we have students, we have to think about that students alone are not what we need, because we cannot help them the way we want if we are not taking contact with the parents. So the role of the parents is very, very important when we are speaking about ICC. We don't want parents not to know what is going on in our school. We want the parents to be with us. We don't want them to be with us every day because we want to work. But we want them to be knowing what we are doing and sometimes maybe visiting us. Maybe sometimes coming to see what the students are doing. Or maybe the students are showing them what they are doing. Okay? So we start from the beginning. The whole industry, like we see the history of industry, has started on the basis of we need something. Okay, I need a boat, but I don't know how to make a boat. So we have some professionals are making some boats. Some friends get together, they make a bigger company where we are making more boats. But we don't want that the boats are sinking. So the people who are doing those boats, who are making it, they have to be skilled. So in Almada, there has been a shipyard. So the shipyard, we're thinking that we need those guys to be more skilled. This welding was not good enough. This guy is not properly fixing those instruments. Okay, so we start a school. So that's when the school has taken its origin. This is not only in Almada, it's in the whole world. This is how school has started. We need people to know what they do in a better way. Nobody was thinking about mathematics maybe, or all those other skills. But now we have advanced and we are wanting to do much more. But then we look into education. So when we were talking about the working life led to us to build the educational system. And through the educational system, we have reached to the VET system. So we don't only teach people how to read and write, but we teach how to build a ship. We teach how to build some electronic devices. We teach how to take care of patients, how to take care of wounded people, how to build houses. So that is VET, vocational educational training. And that is what is providing the new skills required today and tomorrow. And when maybe we are teaching some things and the students are saying, that, why are you teaching me this? Nobody is using videotapes anymore. Can't you teach me something about CD players? But I say, listen, if you don't know anything about the video player, you will not understand the CD player. So be patient. So education is always patient, but advancing all the time. Once we start continuing in the same manner, teaching only the same things, not developing according to what the working life is requiring of new skills, it's finished. We will lose all the students. So, we are moving to the practical skills. Practical training, we are providing in two different ways today. There are two different ways. One of them is that we send one student to a company. There's this one guy I know. He has a good company, and you're a good student. Go there and have your training. 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 10 weeks, or in different countries in different ways. But a single student. How about the other student? Okay, to another company. The other student to another company. What the teacher is doing, going from company to company, saying, hello, how are you? How was it? Is it good? Is everything okay? Yes. But then it's really maybe hectic, but it's a good way. But then we have another method. We can take a group of students and go to the company. Look how beautiful this company is. Excellent machines. Perfect safety methods. They have very good products. They have perfect production systems. And look what they see, and they come back, and that's it. Or one day visit in a company. So they didn't learn much. Yes, they can write. We know this company now. It's a very nice one. But then, how about if we join those two? We have the training, and we have the group visits, and we take this group and bring them to the company to do their studies there. The normal theory lessons. So the teacher takes the students to the company, and we sit there. We have a classroom, same way. And the moment the students have spend 1 or 2 hours listening to theory, then we move to the company platform. Okay, let's see how this product is being constructed, how this guy is doing the welding, how this person is building a house. So it is very important for the student not to lose the classroom environment, not to lose it, and not to lose the touch or the experience of the teacher giving him new ideas, new teachings. That is very important. So what is happening is that the student, when he is learning something new, 1 + 1 is 2. Okay, let's go and see how it is happening. They are going and seeing in the factory, putting 2 machines together, we are having 2 machines. Is that simple? Could be. As we said, during these quality things, all these things we have been putting into books, sometimes when you listen, I know these things, so why are we doing it? But when you put it in new ways, if you do it in a different way, it's a different thing. The results are different. So this is what we want to achieve with this. Okay, in a company, we have expertise and supervision. So in the classroom, the students are a little bored, maybe they come late and so on, but when they know that they're going to the company, they cannot be late. Otherwise, the company supervisor will say, you're not coming in, the time is up. You were supposed to be at 8 o'clock, it's over. So they're excited. It's not the same teacher, it's not the same room, it's a different environment. They have to be there because the company also needs the best students. They are the future workers. They are the future technicians. They are the future service providers. So it's better for them to be in our house and we teach them how we do things rather than waiting for 3 years. Okay, 1 student comes in, I want to work here. So what's your profession? I'm a hotel service guy, okay? You can see now, behind the counter, there are 2 girls, they are trainees. And you can see with the cleaners, there are also trainees. It's a beautiful thing. But here we are trying to achieve 1 step further, this training process. This is not a company training we are talking about. It's about teaching in the company. Imagine this classroom full of students like you now, and we teach about the hotel process, and then we go and see how they are doing it behind the counter, how they are cleaning the rooms, how they are putting the bed sheets. So the type of training is very important. And why do we need the company? Because we want to provide jobs for those guys. The better they know the company, the better they get the chance to be hired. And by providing those professionals in a better way, we make sure that we are supporting also the society. Because the society needs good qualifications in the working life. So as you see, this is in the same company happening. A room is provided to the students. The students are there following some theory lessons. And after that, they go and visit and see how the professional is doing it. They're doing it, their teacher is following that, they're observing, they are ready to ask questions, they are excited, they are learning something new, they are hearing the sounds of the machine. Of course, they could have a similar machine in their school, but it's not the same thing. It's not the teacher telling it, it's the guy behind the machine, the expert. So that's why they imagine themselves being there in that company, so it excites them. So this process doesn't end to just going to the company and coming back. It has a lot of preparation and it has a lot of follow-up. So what is happening during this process is that we want to follow up with the students what is happening, how do they feel, what are they experiencing, what are the problems, and we want to make sure that they are learning something. So we have to do the follow-up, we have to check the results, and in the end we have to have an evaluation for each and every one. When during the evaluation we have the teacher sitting there with them, the company supervisor sitting there with them, and perhaps their parents. Why not? Depending on the situation. And this can be done in groups, or this can be done by individual students. So what are the results? The results are we are having new learning environments, and the teaching environment we are getting is new, of course, because we are not in the school anymore. We are in the company. We are wanting to move around. We want to do it differently. And then the students, you will notice that they are more motivated. They are ready to come to work. As Josh said, they had some students, we know they will be late. But in this case, mostly as we experienced, because those methods we tried during this whole project period, we experienced that students mostly are really excited to be there in time and take part and learn something new. And of course, in this method, you will be learning that the teacher is having more help, is having more easily transferring the theory to the student and showing how the practical part is being done. So theory to practice connection is done in an easier way. By the way, this is our poster you will be seeing later. So what you need is to know how this process is done. That's why we developed a very simple, practical table where you can just fill in the blanks and you can start to plan and see what you will do with your group of students. If you feel like there's this company who is committed to support you, who's committed to give you a space where you can teach your students, where you can show the things, where you can plan together and work together, this is a very simple way of starting with it. And you should also remember that we are not putting an end to those methods. You are free to develop your own way. But this is just an inspiration for you. So you have 4 stages. It is almost like the plan, do, act, and check. But here you need to know the planning stage, what you need to do, what are the special things that you have to do before starting the ICC, and what are the things that should be done when the ICC is going on, during, and after the ICC, the follow-up and all the dissemination activity, all the rewarding, and all the results, spreading the results to the other departments and so on. So this is a very simple way of starting your activity. Of course, there will be paperwork. When the computers were coming, some said that paperwork would be over, but the paperwork became 10 times more. Because it's easy, I just press a button and printer is printing 100 pages. I don't need to write them by hand. So paperwork is getting more and more, but don't sink in that, okay? Concentrate on what the students need. So this is the last diagram. Here are 2 very important messages to you. Even though ICC is a very nice thing, we found, okay? But it's not replacement. It's not a replacement for your classroom. The classroom is very important. The students are fragile human beings. They are very young. they need a safe environment to grow in. They are not ready to make decisions now. They are not ready to say, I am an engineer. They have to make mistakes. They have to learn. They have to be late sometimes. You have to take it. You have to be tolerant with them. They want to know that even though they do mistakes, they are still welcome to learn. You have to provide that safe environment for them. And that doesn't really happen in a company, unfortunately. The company is straightforward. Either you are at work or you're fired. And the ICC should show that impression to the students. If you're not there, you go home. But then, during the week, we can go back to our classroom and we will go over the things we did. And we do the things we used to do before. So these are not bad things. But we want to motivate the students to get excited about what we are teaching. And secondly, so we understand that ICC is filling gaps. So it's not what we want to do all the time, it's just filling gaps. Because once we are there, we know that next, when I decide that student X will go to company Z, I know that he knows what happens there. So when the student is moving there, or she is going there, we will be sure that they will have a perfect training period. They know the environment, they know the people working there, and they know what is done. They know the process. So they don't need to fail there. Of course, failure will come in some way, but not in the sense that they will lose their motivation. So this is a good way to start. So the rest will be your decision to make. You can choose what to do. You can find your own ways. We cannot use the same method with every company. It's impossible. A factory building ships is not like a hospital treating sick people, wounded people. It's not the same. A hotel is not the same. When you go to a restaurant, you have to serve customers. It's not the same. We are on a production line where we are producing 1 million mobile phones. It's not the same. All you have to do is put one cover on the top of each mobile phone passing by. That's quite boring maybe, but if you don't put it in the right way, or if you break it, the quality people will throw that phone away. So it's your choice to make where to go, how to find, but this is just an inspiration book. I hope everybody will like to go through it. There's a lot of elements you can use there. We have used some charts, tables, which helps you to plan, schedule, and also do the follow-up and the evaluation of your ICC. So I think this is much done. Thank you very much for listening.
So also here you can have more practical examples this afternoon in the workshops. All right. Then we are having the third inspiration book. It's about motivating, teaching, and learning methods. Patricia was one of the key figures in that process, and she's going to present a short overview of the inspiration.